Yo, yo, what's going on? Let's do a watch list. Bit of a different setting. Sitting down in the office today, rather than up at the desk that's right over there. Felt felt like wanted to relax this evening, so here we are. So let's start it off with I had a few names here. It was just some recent percent gainers, but liquidity had dried up, but it's not trading a whole lot. So there was some good market thoughts between Investors Live and the Short Bear over on Twitter. So feel free to go and check those out. I think I retweeted the Short Bears one. He went into detail and shared some of his thoughts that he's put in his own Discord. Basically talking about SPY and bonds and China and the US and all of his macro look on all this stuff. He's calling for like a 450 pullback on the SPY, which would be pretty crazy. But, I'm welcoming it for the investment side of things. When stuff tends to panic, typically you get a bit less volatility in small caps because people go to a risk-off environment. But we'll see what comes and just roll with the punches as things come by. So now in for watches, actionable ideas. I think the theme of this is going to be recent runners. Towards the end of the week, we didn't have a whole lot of runners holding up and holding their gains. So I'm looking at recent runners from maybe a week or 2 weeks ago that are either holding trend or failing trend. And VVPR had this history of just swiping shorts, swiping shorts, swiping shorts. And eventually their PR regime is going to run its course. Shorts aren't going to be as timid, and it will eventually roll over. And I'm just looking at this little support channel right here through the mid threes, and it looks like it's starting to roll over a bit. A lack of volatility there, volume definitely drying up. So if we don't get volume to come back in another PR on Monday, then it looks like this one is ready to give up and roll over. So I will keep that one on watch and put PSTV kind of in the same basket. This one caught shorts there, caught them again, started to grind them up. We get those wicks in the tops of the candles, but who knows how long it's going to continue to grind higher. And puts out earnings, I believe it was, here in after hours. And then nobody home there on Friday. So this, I think 15 minutes, a bit better. This higher low trend failed on that news and then confirmed on Friday. And now this 1 to 110 level, if this gives up this prior low and these lows, then I think we're going back 80, sub 80. So I will keep that one to watch as well. MLGO, I haven't traded it yet this entire run. Just trades too thin, too choppy. Not the best trader in my opinion. But this resistance here in the mid-19s is proving to be key. So I will let it do its thing. But no real edge for me on this. It's continuing to hold over its breakout level, and it's continuing to top at its more recent breakout level. HMR, I still have a position here from, what are we at here, 350-ish. So down a little bit, but it's a bigger picture idea, looking for this trend to hold and this trend to hold. So we're still above this lower high trend line, and we're still holding this higher low trend line. What happened here was it failed, which likely would have stopped a bunch of people out and then reclaimed really quickly. So if this pulled back, stops a bunch of longs out, then the next push will be a lot less crowded and a bit easier of a move. So what I would like is maybe a PR, bring some volume back into this. It's been dead, and then maybe a trend comes back on that name. Just 1 second. Here we go. Just trying to, there we go. Just trying to see the comments there on the YouTube thing. Mister, what's going on? Yes, it is live. Black Cat trolling. Sweet. How's it going, Golan? Good to see ya. Hopefully you guys can see that screen, okay? And then we'll move on here to NKTX. Recent runner here, going from the low ones up about $1, held its trend and didn't go anywhere on the following day. So once news comes out, this thing gets going and never fails. This 190s level continues to hold on low volume. So possible liquidity trap setting up. I put a position on there into close on Friday for a possible swing, but no reason to be super large into it until it starts to build over those 210s in my opinion. But definitely worth keeping on watch. QBTS, Qubit, RGTI were my main ones on Friday. We finally got that breakdown confirm on QBTS through $8. I shorted right here, right around 8, and covered. Trying to find my chart here, because I covered RGTI right around the same time. I think it was right in here. Covered RGTI right around 1018, 1019. So 1018, 1019 right here in the 740s. So took about 60 cents on this one. RGTI was short there in the 840s. Took about 40 cents on that one. But this one trades a lot thicker, so a lot easier to get in where you fit in and let it work. Qubit is definitely holding up a lot better than the rest of the sector. So definitely not something I would look to fight. But if this thing gets over 9, shorts are definitely on the wrong side of it. Do I think it deserves to go higher? No. But would the imbalance flip if it gets over 9? Probably. So definitely some relative strength there. Not one that I would look to short when you've got other ones that are failing in the sector. LXRX, same kind of thing. Recent runner. Just a lot of volume, but didn't really get anywhere. PRTG, I gave back about 50-60% of my day from those quantum shorts on this thing, trying to force a bounce. And this was a day one gapper that it's not even a setup like that we ever talk about here. So I don't really know why I was so convicted in trying to bounce this, but we got this stuff move, failed. We got this little bottoming action. I was buying through here, got stopped through lows, tried it again, got stopped over here, tried it again, got slammed on. So 3 times, and that's my rule, to just give up on it. So it was a bit frustrating, but I don't know why I was really trading it in the first place. And then we have a couple other names worth keeping on radar. Ava going from 2s to 7. Hasn't really sped up yet, so if we can get a couple of these candles, but closer to highs with volume matching it, and we get some speed up relative to prior price action, then I will keep it on watch for a short. But the higher it goes, the better, and hopefully it just continues on going, getting walked up. And then comp, this daily chart put out by Trader Stewie on Twitter, and I liked his idea here with this power earnings gap. And then you get this steady fail since, reclaims trend right here, and now we're pulling back on these little wicks verse 9. You get this little higher low. He was just looking at it as a bigger picture trade. I drew my own trend lines and how I would look to see, what I would look to see on it. So we've got prior resistance here in this 9s that are coming back and retesting right along this higher low trend line. So I like dips versus 9 as long as they hold. And we've got the 10 and 20 moving average kind of sweeping along these higher lows as well. So a daily chart worth keeping on watch in a weak market when you get a name like this that's holding up while the rest of names are pulling back. I think it's notable and could possibly get like a grind, something like this. So worth keeping on watch for me. So nothing really A plus going into tomorrow for me, but definitely some names to keep on watch. A few long ideas in comp, NKTX, HMR, a few quiet short ideas, VVPR, PSTV, and then just monitoring the rest of those names that I went over. So that's about it. Hope this one came out okay. Yeah, thank you guys for stopping by. And I will see you in the room tomorrow. Peace.